Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are approaching the Daphnis Flight 2. We have 22 and a half hours until launch of the first contracted mission, JPSS-1. On board Daphnis, it's a polar orbit, 160 kilometers apogee with a 90 kilometer perigee, and it's going to be a good one. It's expected to launch at 2300 British summertime. However, that could change depending on weather and vehicle readiness. We're monitoring the situation. Hearing some things over the nets at the moment. We believe we're actually we have changed the launch time to 1 a.m. so the 3rd of May now. So basically the 2nd if you're a night owl. So recently, we recently have tested stage 2 on Daphnis, and basically what we did was we made sure that the engines functioned correctly, and as you can see, they did. The vehicle performed as intended, and this is the second stage on today's webcast. So all is good for the launch tomorrow, and we're excited to be launching the first contracted payload on Daphnis. So stage 2 is now equipped with fairings, and those are our default fairings. We do have a longer fairing type, however we're not using it on this launch. The payload is on board. We're ensuring that the systems on board that payload are integrating with the rocket, and there will be a static fire today for the first stage.
This is Launch Director going for the initial go, no go poll. Daphnis control.
Daphnis controls go.
Range control.
Range is go.
Propellant is go. Engines.
Engine is go.
And recovery. Recovery is go. We are go for the fueling of Daphnis.
And as we just heard, LD completed an initial go no go for fueling of Daphnis. Now fueling basically is dependent on multiple factors on the vehicle, whether the atmospheric conditions meet the criteria we want and whatnot. So things like that definitely do take into account. Now, the reason we took so long to get back into the flight of Daphnis, essentially, we had a Cosmic News post the other day, a couple of weeks ago now, and Caden, our lead of Daphnis operations, spoke about this, and I'll speak it so that you guys can understand. So, after Daphnis's first very successful flight, it was hoped that we would move into Flight 2 very soon, but unfortunately, that did not end up being the case. Following the flight, during post-flight inspection, significant damage was found on the flame diverter, and a fix has been made and has been implemented since. In addition to this, it was decided that the first stage that flew the first mission, booster SN003, even though it had landed, it won't be reused. Booster SN004, which is going to fly this mission, you can see it right in front of you, has completed integration and apologies, and the booster is actually named No Time for Caution, so that's sort of the booster name for the. We have the serial numbers and the booster names, of course. this booster has completed integration and is receiving its set of 7 engines, which it already has done. And remember, this is all in the past, this post. And the second stage has got its engines and has done a hot fire now. The first step in the Flight 2 campaign, the Daphnis Mass Simulator, was rolled out at the pad and raised vertical, so it allowed the teams to rehearse their operation ahead of Flight 2. And for the first time ever, Daphnis is going to launch a payload. So it's going to be exciting. Less than a day
Spaceport has
basically
been cleared.
until that launch. So there you go. Now, as you can see in the background, we have a variety of cells. Those are outside the limit range, so they're not anything to worry about right now. They're about 10 miles away. They are very big cells, which suggests that it's quite a thunderous day. But as we all saw on the other day, we had a launch weather forecast, and the main violation was and it was for today, the initial launch plan date. The initial violation was for thunderstorms, so we're seeing that on your screens right now.
LD to range, LD to range.
This is range.
Could you give us more status on the clouds? Are you sure you're go?
Stand by.
Seeing a small, brief interchange of communications between LD and range, making sure that that cloud coverage is allowed and that everything is go. Okay, so today, the reason we are doing a wet dress rehearsal again after the first one is
LD, this is range. We are still go.
Roger.
So the first time we did the wet dress, we intended to do the same and stack fire the engines. However, during count at T-minus 30 seconds, we got kicked out automatically by the software due to the fact that it noticed a thrust issue. We recently visited the pad and ensured that the rocket was safe. We checked the sensors, reinstalled a few things, and now the rocket shows good values, and that is why we're testing today, so that the whole vehicle does work as intended. The reason we do this is so that we don't mess anything up during the launch, as losing this would be a very bad reputation but gain for us. We don't want to destroy the first contracted payload on what will be Saturn's workhorse vehicle. We also do have some important information to share with Daphnis eventually. However, right now I can't say much. It's just that this will be very, very cool, and we're sort of going back to a few months ago when we were in RSS, and sort of adding a few things in terms of, well, I'll just say rotations. And we recently did a video undocking crew from the space station, so the MNSWT station. So that's all I'll say for now. I can't give up too much information, but share a little bit. It's a beautiful day apart from the small cells. We don't have any thunderstorms on our way at the moment. However, they could build. Now, we all know what Florida's like. We get quick thunderstorms, rapid weather development, and all sorts of things. So it can go from good to worse immediately. Thankfully, we have great weather systems. We have ESCOM, we have a lot of satellites in orbit that we've launched throughout the years, telling us more information about those weather conditions at the pad. Now, throughout the countdown, the teams are actively monitoring everything on their sections. So, LD will be monitoring uh, main things like how the vehicle is fueling, how the recovery operations are going, how every member of
LD to range, LD to
the crew is
range.
working.
LD, this is range.
Is the weather balloon seeing green or red?
Weather balloon is currently green.
Perfect, thank you.
Now, we have a question in our YouTube chat. What are those towers around the rocket? Now, great question. That is our lightning towers, and those are used to basically, as we all know, lightning strikes the highest objects or the easiest path for it to hit the ground. So we have those there so that the lightning, if there is any lightning during a thunderstorm, during a thunderstorm, we have lightning hit those instead of the rocket. You can imagine lightning and a rocket don't really mix well. As well as that, we have a water tower in the foreground, and that is essentially used for deluge if we need it, and other sort of cooling mechanisms. And when we cool the pad down after launch, we have quite a hot ground, so those water towers are used to prevent some of that heat on launch. Now, we have everyone in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. It's great to see you. We hope you're all enjoying the webcast. We have approximately 20 or so minutes until or sorry, 11 minutes until we light this candle and get the engines on. Those engines, we have 7 of them on the first stage, 2 of them on the second stage, and the first stage engines are used primarily in the atmospheric condition. The highest we use them is during boost back, and then we land with them. So we ignite them 3 times throughout the launch. So the launch section, the boost back, and landing burn. We don't have an entry burn on any of our vehicles, as we don't need it really. It's not hot enough coming back through the atmosphere. But the stage 2 engines will ignite only twice on a normal launch. But depending on mission profile, if we need multiple orbits, it'll launch up to 10 times, depending on how many payloads have separate launch criteria. Those vacuum engines, there's 2 of them. They're bigger than the first stage engines, and they're optimized for the vacuum of space. Have less acceleration, but far more efficient at getting us into orbit. Bearing in mind the first stage only gets us to a point where we are basically above the thickest part of the atmosphere. A good analogy of putting it is, imagine pushing a car with its engine and then sort of or rolling a car down a hill, and then your engine's on,
Heavy engine
so you can
pre-chill
now
purging is
drive the
underway.
car. So I mean, it's not a great analogy, but it's sort of just a basic thing. We're down to T-9 minutes now. Things are going to get a lot more intense, and LD might speak to people soon and just verify things so that we're on the same page of everything. It is their jurisdiction. It is LD's final say if we're launching or not. But of course, everything is down to everyone else to make sure that all things are normal and safe.
LD to engines, LD to engines.
Engines.
Just to confirm, pre-chill purging is still going on?
Yes, purging is underway.
Positive, thank you. LD to range, LD to range.
LD, this is range.
Could you give us status on that massive cloud?
We can. Currently, doesn't seem. Seems like it might be just a overhead cloud. Nothing to worry about.
Positive, thank you.
Seven and a half minutes on the clock. The strongback will retract at around 1:30. The strongback is that big, sort of greenish, bluish structure beside the rocket, and that will sort of move back. So we count down as if we're launching. So the team is essentially treating this like a launch with an abort after we start those engines. And the reason we do that is so that we don't have any issues with anything that we do on launch day. It's the same as we do on launch day.
Stage 2 feeling complete.
LD to engines, LD to engines.
Engines LD. Go ahead.
Have you started chilling?
Yes, Nerve engines have finished purging, are now chilling.
All right, thank you.
I'm seeing a pretty large cloud above us at the moment. I'm not 100% certain how big that cloud is. But things like this, we want to make sure that we're safe. We don't want to launch if there's a chance that it might build some lightning. So potentially we might get a view of the teams looking at that cloud, but we're not sure. 4.5 or so minutes until launch now. Everything looking good. I'm seeing green on all of these statuses. Believe there might be some distant thunder. I'm not 100% sure.
LD to range, LD to range.
D, this is range.
Are you sure we're go?
We're working on that right now. We're trying to get the cam switched here. Stand by.
Positive. Hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold, hold.
Seems we are holding at 3 minutes 28 seconds. We'll listen to LD, see what the purpose of that hold is right now. We'll just double check, make sure nothing is wrong.
LD to range, LD to range.
LD, this is range.
Is the weather balloon clear?
LD, this is range. It seems that weather balloon is now go.
Make sure to call that out next time, thank you.
Roger.
All right, continue on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
Seems like some passive aggressiveness from our mission controllers. Bit of friendly banter, I believe. As you can see, we're now go again, and the launch is continuing, or not launch, but countdown. There is a bit of rain, but we can static fire in the rain. We're not launching, so that's a positive thing. That rain is not severe enough to be a factor at all, really. Soon we'll
This
hear
is
the
LD
final
going for the
go, no go.
final go, no go pole. Daphnis control,
Daphnis controllers go.
range control,
Range is go.
propellant,
Go.
engines,
Engines go.
we are go for wet dress rehearsal.
Good news, we go for the wet dress. Let's see if it all goes well in the next few minutes.
Stage 1 propellant loading is complete.
LD to range.
LD, this is range.
Where is the final spaceport alarm?
Spaceport alarm has been sounded.
And thank you for strong back.
Some angry mission controllers here. It seems like quite a stressful day in the
7 out of
mission
7 Navy
control
engines are
room.
all chill for flight.
But a minute to go, and let's listen in. The countdown is alive. The strongback is retracted. Everything is good, and we should be go in a few minutes' time. I'm going to be quiet and let you all listen into the comms. Do enjoy.
Minus 30 seconds. Hold. Hold. LD to engines. LD to engines.
Engines.
What was that, Blue?
I believe that to be lightning.
LD to range. LD to range.
LD, this is range.
Are we sure that we are go?
Negative. I mean,
Negative?
no, reverse that. We are still go.
Okay, we are go. Restart countdown. On my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
Now, I really don't know why everyone has continued the countdown when there's clearly lightning around, but who knows?
Hold on.
Hold.
This is quite comedic. No, I believe we are through
T
that
minus 10,
automatic
9,
abort.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, ignition. Abort!
It seems like we've had a count abort. Not sure what happened there. Some fire coming out.
LD to engines. LD to engines.
LD, this is engines.
Are you nominal?
As I stated, yes, we were nominal.
Explain the explosion.
I believe that explosion potentially could have been a camera. We'll let the mission controller speak on that and see if they think any different. We're not 100% sure.
We are looking through the data now. All engines are currently nominal. This was not an engine failure.
That's
Positive.
good news.
This is LD. Unfortunately, we are going to have to cancel the wedge rehearsal.
Well, that's a shame. But unfortunately, it was already over. So thankfully, we have gathered quite a lot of data from that test. We'll look into that small explosion. I don't think that was anything engine related or whatnot. It could have just been a small thing on the pad, some debris, maybe some a camera. We might have lost one of those. They are quite flammable. But we'll see what we can do. I believe we are probably still going to launch tomorrow. It's looking good, but I think personally I'm not sure why the count was continued past. But we will we held the countdown at T minus 30 seconds, but continued after that, and then tried to hold again, and the count essentially didn't stop because it was automatic. So unfortunately, that's that. But we thank you all so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate that. But we will see you all very, very soon. So thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day.